These are 3 things that all buyers and sellers need to think about going into 2025. I'm Amy Pecoraro, your local DuPage County Realtor. Let's dive in. Typically following an election, the following year, there's an increase in sales volume. So what's predicted for 2025 is a 12.5% increase. If you're a seller, now would be a fantastic time to be thinking about getting your home ready to sell. Because going into 2025, we're obviously going to be looking for inventory. We have buyers from 2024 that did not get a home because we were writing 7 and 8 offers per property. So going into 2025, we need some inventory, and now is a great time for you to sell because you'll get the top dollar for it. And buyers going into 2025, we're hoping, statistically hoping, there will be lots more inventory for you to choose from. And not only that, but the interest rates are supposed to be dropping. So this would be a great time for you to get back into the market if you dropped out. Speaking of interest rates, what's predicted for 2025 is that we're going to see an interest rate drop. How much? I don't know, but every little bit will help. So you have a buyer that qualified for 3.25, well, maybe they're gonna be able to afford 350. It's gonna jump them up into a different price point, which is gonna help them out considerably. It's also going to help out the sellers because a whole new set of inventory will open up with our sellers that decide, okay, I'm willing to sell now because those interest rates have dropped where I feel good about selling. In 2024, it was hard to talk a seller who has a 3% interest rate into selling when interest rates were over 6.5%. But if we can get those interest rates down a little bit, we might be able to get some of those sellers come into our inventory. So how do you find out what the interest rates are? Well, one, get pre-approved. That's the first thing you should do. Call your mortgage loan officer. You can shop around if you'd like. Sometimes you can save a few bucks if you go from one lender to another. Make sure you get all the fees, find the interest rate, get the APR, and get all their closing costs. Because if you're not comparing apples to apples, then you really aren't comparing them at all. If interest rates don't come down enough, sellers, you should look into your mortgages and see if it's an assumable loan. If it's an assumable loan, then you should be advertising that if you can do that. That is a definite benefit to a buyer. They get the mortgage rate that you have currently. If you're teetering whether you should sell or not, it also depends on, are you going to be getting a mortgage for the next home? Are you cashing out? Are you upsizing or downsizing? There's just so many different variables. All in all, if the interest rates come down, it's a benefit for everyone. In 2024, we've had the craziest year. We've had 7 and 8 offers or more. Shoot, this week we had 17 offers. The demand is still there. It's still very real. We don't have enough inventory. Going into 2025, we're gonna have a huge pent-up demand. How this is gonna affect sellers is we still have a lot of buyers looking for property. How is this gonna work for buyers? We're hoping interest rates are gonna come down. What that'll do is give buyers the chance to raise their buying power. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but it'll open up that proximity for them, which will then hopefully dissipate some of those buyers into different price points to help get inventory sold and get buyers home. So we don't have so many buyers being disappointed. You know, when you have 7 or 8 offers on one property, only one person gets it. So you have 6 or 7 people who don't get a house. They're out there still looking. I have one client who wrote 8 offers this year on properties and finally got one. It's a very, very frustrating market, or has been. So we're hoping 2025 is going to be much better. For sellers, if things continue as in 2024, they're probably still going to have multiple offers on their home. So pricing is going to be good still. And then if interest rates drop, it'll also open up inventory from sellers because sellers right now don't want to sell because they don't want to give up their current interest rate. But this might give them the opportunity to get back into the market. Those are just a few things to think about going into 2025 for buyers and sellers. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.